Hey, what's going on, Illicit fam? It's Omniarch, and today I'm bringing you a brand new video, and I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about how you can actually grow your YouTube channel. Now, YouTube has changed and evolved and is a completely different beast today than it was like 8 years ago, and throughout this entire time, because I've been on the website this entire time making videos and just watching different content creators rise and fall and quit and blow up and all this stuff, and I feel like I have a really good grasp of some like things that you can do to make your channel grow faster, no matter what niche you're in, whether it's gaming or vlogging or anything like that. So a couple of the first tips I'm gonna have are a little bit more like business-y. They seem like you're running quote unquote a business. It's not the most fun part of YouTube, right? But these things will definitely help you grow your channel, and I think that if a lot more people knew these things right out of the gate, then maybe they could grow their channel a little bit faster. So I wanted to mention them, and then at the end I'm going to talk about one tip that is one of the most crucial, vital things ever, so make sure you stick around for that, and I want to talk to you about how you can do all these things as well. So the first thing that I want to talk about is passion and work ethic. I think you need one or the other to really succeed here on YouTube. You either have to be very passionate about making videos. It has to be something that you love to do, whether you're getting views, subs or not. You just love to be the guy making the video. That's gonna get you really far. If you have that passion and you do it for like 2, 3, 4 years, just the consistency and the fact that when you're passionate about something, you want to learn as much about it and you want to get as good as you can, and having passion for video editing or just whatever types of videos that you're making, it just without a doubt you're gonna figure out how to get really good at whatever you're doing, and over time you're gonna get better and better and better. And that's a really good place to be. So if you're passionate about video editing, I think that's a major key, that if you have that, you kind of have a leg up on everybody else who just wants to do it for the subs or do it for the money or whatever the case might be, because the passion will drive you to get to that successful level, because you're not doing it for the success, you're just doing it because it's a lot of fun. So that's one huge tip. But if you don't have that, you need to work on work ethic. Now, if you want this to be your job, which a lot of people, I'm sure maybe many of you guys watching would love to be a professional YouTuber or Instagram famous or something like that, you need to have really good work ethic. And by that I mean you need to, even when you don't want to do it, when you don't want to edit, when you don't want to record, when you don't have time to do those things, you have to do it every single day. You have to train yourself to get into this routine where you're constantly recording, you're constantly editing, and stuff like that. And even better than both of those things is both combined. And I think that's why people like Jake Paul just explode, because he obviously loves making videos, but his work ethic is just incredible. He's working every single day. It's every day, bro. So if you combine the two, you'll be a powerhouse. But those two things, they're really important, one or the other, if not both, in growing your YouTube channel. But there's more to YouTube than just that, right? It's not just about constantly uploading, because there's other things that make, if the videos are shitty, then it doesn't matter what your work ethic is, because no one's gonna watch them. Another really good tip to grow your YouTube channel is networking. Now, this is actually the biggest tip that I give people who are just starting out. I get tons of people messaging me like, hey, how'd you get so many followers? How'd you get so many subscribers? All this stuff, and because around the second year that I was doing YouTube, I started networking like crazy. I was following tons of people on Twitter and Instagram and everything like that, even a little bit of Snapchat, and I was just constantly hitting people up in DMs and just seeing if they would like to watch my content, stuff like that, and subscribing to them and checking out their channel and giving each other feedback and stuff like that. So if you can find other people who are making similar kinds of content as you and just following them on social media and being like, hey man, just so you know, I have a YouTube channel. If you want to check it out, I think you might like it, just because you follow Nadeshot, or because you follow Scumpy or whoever, and then they, most of the time, they probably won't check it out, they probably won't respond to your message or even read it, but sometimes they will. So if you follow 1,000 people and you get 10, 15 people responding to that message saying, hey, yeah, let me check it out, then bam, do that every single day, and you have 10 people a day at least checking out a video. They might not subscribe, they might not watch the whole thing, but at least they're checking out your stuff. And if you do that for a couple of months, you're gonna grow your subscribers much faster than you would if you just kind of sit back and wait for people to find your stuff, because odds are they're not gonna find it, because the algorithms are against you. Let's be honest, the YouTube algorithm is pumping out whatever is like trending right now. It's pumping out Jake Paul and the late night show and shit like that, and you know, you're not gonna show up in those search results because these other mega stars are gonna be taking all the views. So you got to just do the legwork on your own. You got to find people that are gonna like your content, and you don't be robotic about it. Like, actually talk to people in DMs, like actually respond to people, actually say what's up, try and get to know them, and like stuff like that. You know, networking is huge in business, but like if you want to grow your YouTube channel, it's the same thing, and it doesn't cost you any money. Like, it's free to do that. Just don't be annoying. You have to kind of fine tune, figure out how you're gonna pitch it, or like how you're gonna position, like, hey, like, come check out my channel. If you're spammy with it, people are gonna block you or think you're annoying or report you for spam or something like that. So you have to be legitimate, you have to be honest, and you have to be genuine, and like actually try and get to know people, because that's like, if you spam people, then yeah, okay, like they'll check it out maybe one time and then they're not going to give a shit. But if you build relationships with people, then over time you'll have like a group of people who, like, when you upload, they'll be right there to check it out, or at least to like the video or share it or something like that. And over time, that's what's going to get you to grow. Is like it's like a snowball effect. Like, it'll be really slow now, but then it'll really pick up later on. A third tip, and this is something that if you can do this right out of the gate, it's really going to help out your channel as far as consistency goes, and that's branding. Like if you can come up with like a good YouTube name or whatever, like my name is Omniarch. I don't know, at the time I thought it was good, now I'm not too sure, but people seem to think it's fine. So, you know, if you can come up with like a good channel name, good branding, and just get or make yourself like good artwork for your channel, nice banners and thumbnails and stuff like that, and you keep the theme the same, you know, have like your own brand, like the Omniarch brand or the Illicit Gaming brand, stuff like that, as long as it's consistent and it looks professional and looks good, then that's gonna help you a lot. Because, like, you know, when people see your like in the next up videos or whatever, or the recommended videos on the side, they'll be able to spot like, oh, that's a so and so video because I can tell by the thumbnail. Or, you know, if you go to their channel and all the thumbnails have the same format, it just looks really nice, really clean, and you know, that's just, it really helps, because people like consistency, people like to know what to expect when they subscribe to a channel. And if you have just really nice graphics and a really nice, you know, color scheme and theme and stuff like that, then people are going to appreciate that. And they might not realize that they appreciate it, but it just seems more professional when you do it that way. So it's kind of like a subliminal thing, and it's not super important. Obviously, like, a viral video is going to get you farther than like good branding, but I think in the long run you really need to invest in branding at some point. And by invest, I mean mostly time, but if you have money, then you can pay someone to, like, you know, make graphics for you and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's just another quick tip, is that if you can figure out branding right from the start, then you'll have a really nice, good looking channel the entire time. Okay, this is the second to last tip, and this is where it starts to get really juicy. This tip is very underrated, and it really didn't click for me, and I didn't understand this, and I didn't realize this for a while. But if you're a really good storyteller, then your channel can really start to blow up. And, you know, like a good example of this is Grade A Under A, right? He uses Microsoft Paint, he records his audio with his cell phone, and at least that's how it used to be. I don't know if that's still how his channel is today. I know he's not super active, but nonetheless, he has millions of subscribers, he's gotten millions of views on YouTube, and he makes his videos using free software, free shitty software, but people love it because he's really funny and he has a good style to his video, and he's good at telling a story in that style, you know. So he's really good at telling a story, and that's not just for grade A, but like good vloggers. You know, if you look at Casey Neistat, he just goes throughout his day, but he films it with creative shots and time lapses and like all this other stuff, and it's fun and cool to watch the cinematography of his day, like how he decides to showcase his day and how he shows it to you, and edits it together really nicely, and like, you know, he'll cut off his sentences before he's done saying them because it's implied, and he saves time that way. And it's all these little things, and it's just a creative way to package together the vlog, and it makes it a really cool way to tell the story of how he just lived his day that day, which is just really awesome. So figure out how you can tell your story, whether it's through really cool shots for a vlog or just a really good way of editing where you can have you know, maybe like jokes coming up on screen, or memes, or funny things like that, or like reaction gifs and stuff like that. Or maybe it's just how you write out your story. You literally write a script for the video and you go in and you edit it and make sure that, like, you know, it sounds good and it like rolls off the tongue and it's funny and stuff like that. So figure out how you can get better at telling your story, and it's not your story specifically, but just the story of that video, right? Like the story of this video is tips on how to grow on YouTube, right? So, you know, I'm trying to like deliver this story in my own way, and someone else might make a YouTube tips video differently, and that's what makes me different from them. So the better you are at telling your story and like transferring that information in video format, the more people are going to appreciate it, the better the video is going to be, and the more likely they are to share it with other people. So if you kind of like just say a ton, and there's long pauses, and like the video is like you're talking really quiet and you're back here, and it's like people don't want to hear that. So, you know, add excitement or humor or something like that, or like, you know, any sort of creativity, and be better at telling your story, and people will notice, and people will like it, and people will watch. And here's the final tip. This is the secret tip that not that many people talk about, or maybe they do, I'm not sure. I haven't heard too much about it. I know it's kind of common knowledge, but it's something that I want to mention because I feel like maybe people don't talk about this because it's like taboo, or like you don't want to, like, you know, look it in the face, and it's the honest truth is really what it is. It's the honest truth, and a lot of times people don't like to talk about that. People like to say, oh yeah, just, you know, just make videos that you love to make and you'll grow on YouTube, which is partially true. I mean, if you hate the shit you're making, then it's gonna suck. But the truth is, and this is a big truth, attractive people have a lot better of a time growing on YouTube, and that's on YouTube, Instagram, anything like that. So I know that kind of feels like a slap in the face to people who might consider themselves ugly, and don't take it the wrong way. I don't think I'm attractive at all, especially when I started my YouTube channel. I was a lot fatter, like it was bad. So I don't think I'm attractive, but I'm just saying I have noticed, and I'm sure you guys have noticed too, that a lot of the bigger YouTubers are good looking. They're attractive people. They're younger, they're attractive, and like it helps them, because if they're in a thumbnail or like people like how they look, then like they're more inclined to look at their face for 15 minutes because they're nice to look at. So it's like ingrained in human biology to support and watch and, you know, be a part of an attractive person's channel or Instagram or whatever the case might be. So that's a huge tip, right? Be attractive. But then it's just like, wait a minute, what if you're not? Or what if you don't think you are, at least? Because let's be honest, sometimes people think they're attractive and they're not, or they don't think they are, but they actually are. The good news is that you can change how you look, and I know that sounds so superficial, and I don't want to come off like that, but if you think that you're not attractive, figure out what it is. Like, why don't you think you're attractive? Just look in the mirror, just figure it out. Is it your skin? Is it your hair? Is it the way you dress? Are you too skinny or too fat, or whatever the case might be? Just try and figure it out on your own, right? And like, this isn't something you have to do, right? And I'm not saying like, oh, you need to change who you are to become famous on YouTube. That's not the case. There's tons of people who aren't attractive on YouTube, but you have to admit that it's definitely something that is common amongst a lot of popular YouTubers, right? So if you want to, and I think it would help your odds, right? If you figured out what you think's not attractive about you and try and change it. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, there's this whole like thing in our culture, at least here in America, where it's like, oh, you have to love yourself and you have to do all this, and it's like, yes, you can love yourself no matter what you look like. But if you don't love how you look, the best thing about that is you can change it, right? If you look in the mirror and you actually don't like how you look, there's steps you can take to improve how you look, right? It's not like just a genetic thing, like this is how you look, fucking deal with it, you ugly piece of shit. No, like that's not the case. So again, like I said, this is not something that you have to do. You can get big on YouTube without doing the step. But if you look in the mirror and you're like, I like, I don't like, there's this one thing that if I changed, I would really love how I looked a lot more. Maybe other people would think that too, right? And like, you can lose weight, or you can figure out how you can better take care of your skin, or you can figure out maybe a better way to dress, or like a different haircut that you can get that you think you might look better with. And again, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, if I was sitting here saying, hey, you're not going to be famous on YouTube unless you look like a superstar, like, of course that's messed up, right? That's not at all what I'm saying. Hopefully that came out the right way. It's like I said, it's a touchy subject. It's kind of taboo to talk about, hey, you should change how you look, like, and that's why I think it's like a hidden secret tip on YouTube, because a lot of people don't like to look the truth in the face when it's something that's not really you know, socially acceptable, right? So that's what I wanted to mention to you guys. I mean, just look at a lot of popular YouTubers and you'll notice, like, a lot of them are young, a lot of them are attractive, a lot of them, because of that, are then successful, and that makes them even more attractive, and, you know, whatever. So that's the truth. That's just a lot of big people here on YouTube are attractive. And furthermore, it is also true that if you don't think you're attractive, which it's all up to you, it doesn't matter if me or anybody else thinks you're attractive, but if you think, hey, I'm not that attractive, I don't like how I look, you can change that. That's all I'm saying. And it's not a bad thing. You shouldn't feel ashamed to improve how you look, because it'll make you feel better. It'll boost your confidence, and everything like that. So that's the secret hidden tip that nobody likes to talk about, and I figured I would mention it and just put that out there, because, you know, maybe you guys will hate me for saying it, maybe I'll get a ton of hate for this and say, oh my god, I can't believe you said that, but at the end of the day, I feel like I would be doing you a disservice if I knew this myself and didn't share it with you, because it's the truth, okay? So that's that. And again, like I said, it's not end all be all. You know, you can, like, Leafy blew up his channel without even showing his face on camera. So it's not something you have to do. Like I said, it's just a little extra tip. You know, if you can be more attractive, it might help your odds. That's all I'm saying. And it's definitely not something you have to do. But at the end of the day, like I said, if you want to, the option is there, and it might help out your channel. Anyway, hopefully you guys don't hate me. Hopefully you understand where I'm coming from, and that I can, you know, just give you the couple of tips, and hopefully you learn something. Like, maybe if you're new to YouTube, this is the type of video that you've been looking for. And if it is, make sure you smack a like on the video, help out Illicit Gaming. I would really appreciate that. Comment down below letting me know if there's anything you agree with or disagree with, or if there's anything that you think I should add, or anything like that, and we can have a little discussion in the comment section down below. And make sure you subscribe to Illicit, the Illicit YouTube channel here, and as well as my channel, which you can find either in the description, or you can go to youtube.com/xomniarch, and that's about it. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Omniarch, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Peace.